Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your March 2025 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, the source will be in front of us. It's a Celtic Cross spread as always, and I also pulled the 4 agreements and wisdom of the Oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those as astrology guys we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, so 1. So yeah, could just be saying that you might be focusing on yourselves a bit this month. We do have Jupiter in your sign, of course. Felt like it was retrograde forever, but it's finally direct again. We have Uranus. So Uranus is actually in your 12th house. It's been there for quite some time, actually. But I will say it's going to be activated right in the middle of the month when we have that full moon eclipse in Virgo. So that full moon's actually going to make a trine aspect with Uranus, so you might be getting some insights around your 12th house, which is spirituality, blind spots have been 12th. And we have Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is actually your 7th house of partnerships, contracts, relationships. Astrologically speaking, that area of the zodiac's a little quiet right now, but could just be saying you might have a focus on an area of life anyway. All right, so we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 7 of Wands, Leo energy, and challenging that we have the Hermit, Virgo energy. So this could just be saying you might feel like a lot of people are putting demands on your time this month, and ultimately the challenge there is the Hermit, right? Because it could just be saying because people are putting a lot of demands on your time, the challenge would be for you to actually get some quiet and alone time, right? So you might feel like ultimately that might be what you actually want, but for whatever reason, it seems like you just keep having people who are coming to you for advice or asking you for stuff, whether it be work, right, or your friends, whatever the case may be. And of course, that could be related to the Jupiter energy we were talking about. In the foundation position, we have the Ace of Cups. So yeah, could just be saying that for whatever reason, you might have a bit more magnetism to you this month, so you might have people coming toward you with offers right now. With the cup energy, we tend to think of love a lot, but it doesn't necessarily even have to be that, right? People might be coming to you hoping to collaborate in some way, things along those lines there. So that could just be what's at play this month. All right. Past energy, we have the Page of Cups. So yeah, this could just be saying that you might have had these types of offers coming in the past, but they just didn't seem like they were quite up to par for what you were looking for, right? I mean, if we look at the energy there, we do see there's a fish in a cup, right? So sometimes it makes me think of things that might be well-intentioned, but they're not necessarily well thought out either, you know? And maybe there's a lack of attention to detail, things along those lines there. So could even just be saying, though, maybe you're letting that experience from the past color how you view these situations in the present, right? So maybe it's saying that ultimately you might be a little dismissive of these opportunities now because you think of how it went down in the past. And maybe that's why the Hermit's looking right at that Ace of Cups, which is to say, hey, you know, this is a totally new set of circumstances here, so try not to let a cycle from the past alter your view of how you're viewing the present. All right. In the present position, we have the Knight of Cups. So yeah, so for example here, we might see that this could be an offer that is more up to par compared to the previous offer, right? So we even see the wings and helmet there, which makes you think of like a mercurial type energy. So yeah, it could just be saying that as we progress through Pisces season, you might actually get offers from others. And then it says to me that at least one of those look like they would be something that you would be interested in. So I feel like this is ultimately saying, you know, don't be so quick to dismiss these offers coming your way this month because there could, at the very least, be a diamond in the rough there. And of course, given that we're going to have Mercury retrograde in the middle of March, Venus retrograde right at the beginning of March, this could even be a past situation or past offer, right? So let's say if this is one individual that comes forward that you might have already rejected in the past, right? Could just be saying, at least hear them out this time around because the offer might be better this time. All right, in the near future position, we have the King of Wands. So Leo energy again here. So yeah, so to me this says that ultimately I feel like this is saying you will go through a bit of a growth cycle when it comes to handling the communication around the situation, right? Because that Seven of Wands is Leo energy and so is this, right? And they're both representing your third house communication. So yeah, so to me this looks like it's saying that, you're gonna narrow it down and figure out what's what. Because we see the reduction from seeing the Seven Wands there, here we just have the one. Right? In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the King of Swords. So this is technically an Aquarius energy here, but obviously you're a fellow air sign, so this could represent you in that regard as well. But it could just be saying that ultimately, maybe you're looking at things a little bit too logically. It sounds weird to say that there could be such a thing, right? But I feel like maybe not too logically, but relying strictly on the logic. Maybe that'd be a better way to say it, right? So again, like I said, you might feel like, oh, like I said, if this is someone who gave you an offer in the past, and you're like, no, you know what, I heard that already before, wasn't really interested. I feel like this is saying, try not to be so quick to cut them off if they come back around again, right? Because it could be a better offer this time around. Or again, like I said, if you're like, oh yeah, I've had similar offers to this in the past, or I accepted an offer like this in the past, it didn't go well. I feel like it's saying, try not to rely too heavily on that. Tap into your intuition a little bit more and feel out like, okay, would this be better this time around or not? Right. In the environment position, we have the Six of Swords. So yeah, so more Aquarius energy here, and we should mention also that Aquarius energy is your ninth house, which represents philosophy, higher learning. So again, like I said, I feel like this is saying you might see similar cycles coming around again, but I feel like you're being asked to look at them through a different viewpoint this time around. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Lovers. So this is actually the major arcana card for your sign. So yeah, this could just be saying that in a way, you're at the very least hoping that you can make the right decision here, right? So ultimately part of why you're feeling guard is because there might be a part of you that does doubt your ability to make the right decision. So that's at least potentially what's showing the cause of the guarded energy there. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Four of Swords. So yes, ultimately all these things going on this month might ultimately finally lead to you finally getting that time to step away and really think things through and go through a bit of a healing process, right? So let's say if that Seven of Wands energy just represents you being triggered from the situation, like this is saying, then that could be brought to the forefront for you to look at and actually do the healing needed around that. And like I said, then for some of you, it could just be as simple as, okay, you might have a lot of demands on your time this month. Finally, when we get toward the end of the month, you'll be able to step away from that a bit and take a breather. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the Star. So again, Aquarius energy here. This is the major arcana card for Aquarius. And ultimately, this could just be saying that, yeah, maybe this was all part of a course correction, right? So to help you see things through a different lens this month, and or at least as we were progressing through Aquarius season, maybe that's what was at play there. And as we move through Pisces season, you might be able to act on what you learned there. And speaking of Pisces season, beneath that we do have the Ten of Cups too. So yeah, so ultimately it looks like this is going to turn out in a positive way for you, but just might feel stressful at times. From the Four Agreements deck, we have Don't Make Assumptions, and it says Speak openly and honestly. Alright, it says when you speak openly and honestly, you won't have to make assumptions. The day you stop making assumptions, you will communicate cleanly and clearly and achieve impeccability with your word. See, interesting there, right, where it says don't make assumptions, because like I said, for some of you this might be possibly the same person coming back around with an offer that might have already done so in the past. But I feel like this is saying don't assume that it's going to be, just because it might not have been what you're looking for in the past, don't automatically jump to assuming it wouldn't be what you're looking for now. Or again, like I said, if it's an offer that seems similar to one that you've gotten in the past, I feel like it's saying try not to write that off right away either. So it looks like there's really a strong emphasis on not making assumptions, which definitely seems to make sense too. Like we said, given that we will have that Mercury retrograde right in the middle of the month to deal with as well. All right, and from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Clean It Up. There's the artwork, and the number is 21. Let's see what this has to say. All right, essential meanings says getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. The Oracle's message: ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work? Overwhelmed? Time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away to you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there because again, like I said, it feels like you're going through a bit of a cycle here where maybe it's already been taking place through Aquarius season. Like I said, ultimately it looks like when you do integrate those lessons, it's going to work out for your highest good. All right, the relationship message says, time to clear the air, take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. So yeah, definitely a positive message there if this is around the relationship dynamic. And yeah, like I said, for some of you, this can represent just someone from your past coming back around with an offer. Like I said, rather than being dismissive of it, if you didn't like the way it came through in the past, I feel like this is saying, have that open mind and hear him out this time because it looks like it could be better than it was in the past. All right, and the prosperity message says simple things like opening your mail, paying bills, sorting out your timetable, making lists, and getting organized is what this symbol means when it comes to your work. Make time for yourself too. This card is a sign you may be overburdened and overwhelmed. It's okay to say no. You'll prosper even more if you do. So yeah, just reading that message does make me think of the imagery in the Seven of Wands, where like I said, maybe you are going to have a lot of demands on your time, right? So in that regard, could this be about setting boundaries in that regard? And then that could be where we see that Four of Swords energy, where you are able to distance yourselves and do a little bit of healing as well. So hope it resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.